Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes. I'm not wearing G Dragon's clothes because I'll get called racist. But anyway, I was looking through, K-pop news, and of course, um, G Dragon was the topic because he was on tour and he was wearing a shirt that had Dutch words on it, and one of the Dutch words was a racial slur. Oh, as you can see on the screen, G Dragon was originally seen on tour wearing a shirt featuring a racial slur, the hard N word in Dutch. Regardless of intent, this is something that warrants discussion and accountability. This is a perfect example of two things: why K-pop is crap. It's because of the fans and the woke eat their own. Okay, because obviously intent does matter, and so if you think G Dragon is racist, you're crazy. So G Dragon hates black people so much that he's going to wear a shirt on on tour on stage that says nigger on it. Well, in Dutch. I don't speak Dutch, so I'm not even gonna pretend to 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 pronounce this word. But anyway, um, now apparently what I found out is that this shirt, it's not racist. It was a collaboration. It's like a series of shirts, and it's a collaboration with Diesel and the Tom Finland Foundation, and it's in support of it's in support of a bunch of woke stuff. Okay, so it's in support of Black Americans, sexual equality, and queer art, uh, like Pride Month stuff. So it's a shirt or a series of shirts celebrating gay shit, black shit, and sexual equality, whatever that means. So obviously a black person designed this shirt. Um, but apparently, I guess only a black person can wear the shirt. You see, this is why these things are so stupid. Um, this is the shirt right here. Um, I'm not a person that gets offended over words. I'm not a person that polices speech. I'm a comedian. I use all the words in the English language. Now, obviously, if I'm around a child, like, if one of my friends as a kid, I'm not gonna be like, "Yo, what's up, motherfucker?" Like I'm obviously gonna talk a certain way. So, okay, but like around adults, I use all the words, you know, and if someone else uses all the words, I don't feel offended. Okay, like I have a friend who like she doesn't like certain people, and she's very open about it. And I don't go, "Oh my God, you can't say that. You're racist." People are allowed to have opinions. Like there's some, like I don't like terrorists, and I don't feel bad if I say negative things about them. I don't feel like I have to correct my speech. But like there's some people where words to them are like violence and stuff. And the problem with G Dragon is G Dragon, his company. I believe he's still with. Actually, I don't know which company he's with because he might have changed. Let me just ask what company G Dragon's working for, because I might have switched. Yeah, see, he's on a couple. Okay, but I guess the main one is YG. But anyway, the whole point is, G Dragon doesn't even know what this shirt says. He has no idea what this shirt says. Okay, he just sees a bunch of words in a language that isn't Korean. So you know he knows. He has no idea what this means. Okay, if he's like the average Korean celebrity, he can read like conversational English, like English you'll see on a live chat or on a live stream. Like, hey, I'm a big fan. Like, love you. I'm from America, whatever. Okay. Anyway, if you think a person like him is looking at that shirt and going, okay, I know what it means. He's not. And usually, people like him, they have people dress them for the tour and stuff. So they probably gave him an option of 5 shirts to wear, and so he like chose that one. But anyway, the record label put out an apology letter, and the apology letter doesn't matter. But they put out an apology letter, about how we're gonna try better and do more research and double check, the wardrobe and all that stuff. Okay, so they gave an apology, and then people got mad because the apology came from the label and not from G Dragon. And the problem is, once again, G Dragon doesn't even know what the shirt says. And the people who are mad, I was looking through comments online of people who were mad, and it seems like it's mostly, well, I don't see any black people. I don't see any like, um, I'm assuming if the person's gonna be mad, it should be a black person, I guess. But it's just like accounts like this that support K-pop, but these are usually international fans. But it's more for engagement, because remember, the internet now is it's very click farming, engagement farming, because people make money now off of posts. So if you can make a post that gets lots of engagement, you get paid. So even like this person, and I don't know what country this person's from. Um, but this is the account I'm going to use as the example though. But an account based in Africa. So this is a, oh, okay. Well then maybe it makes sense by this person. So this person is probably from Nigeria. Okay, person is probably from Nigeria. Okay, so there's two things. Yes, this person's black, but this person is from Nigeria, and this is where most of the engagement farming accounts come from, Nigeria and India. So, do you really think this Nigerian is mad that G Dragon is wearing a shirt that says nigger on it? I mean, you have to really think. Do you think so? Or do you think this person is trying to get engagement? Because on the post, they didn't seem mad. It's just G Dragon was recently seen on tour wearing a racial slur. He wants discussion and accountability, which means he wants people to talk about it. So it just sounds like engagement farming. Because if he was mad, he would have started this sentence out like, fuck G Dragon, he's a racist piece of crap. Like it'd have been more emotional. So it just seems like engagement farming to me. But and also, he's African, and Africans, like in other countries where Africans go to places, that the racial put down, they call them a slave, actually. Like if an African goes to like a Muslim country, a lot of, like in Palestine. Okay, okay, we'll use Palestine for an example. They call black slaves. Now, some other countries, like I've seen other Muslim countries where I remember like ISO Speed went to I think he was in Turkey. I think. And people were calling him nigger. But like those are Muslims though. Like Muslims are racist, but it's usually slave is what they're called. But anyway, but this person isn't mad. They're just going for engagement. But the problem is because K-pop in general is toxic. The next article about G Dragon, because he apologized after people were complaining that he didn't apologize and it was just the company apologized. The next article is gonna be people complaining that G Dragon apologized because they're gonna say he only apologized because people complained that he didn't apologize. Okay? Because it's never gonna end. The company apologized. That wasn't good enough. G Dragon apologized. But now that's not good enough because he only apologized because people complained about apologizing. So then he's going to apologize again, and then they're going to say, well, he didn't mean it. Okay? They're going to say he didn't mean it because now he's only apologizing because we complained, and then he'll do a live stream and apologize. Because it's the same thing that happens every time. Because it's never good enough. But the thing is, once you apologize, you've given these idiots power, and they're going to keep demanding and demanding, even though this shirt is, supposedly the proceeds go to help out, black people, gay people, and somehow make sexuality equal. Like, I don't know, it's just a bunch of woke bullshit. Okay, so all people complaining probably believe in all of these causes that this shirt represents, but they still have to find something to be mad at and cancel. And then plus you have to add into the factor of all this, of all the people that don't like G Dragon who are just going to jump on this anyway. But anyway, we're going to get two more apologies from G Dragon, okay? And after each apology, there's going to be less and less people, complaining. And then if he apologizes too much, people are gonna complain that he's making Koreans look bad because you're it's gonna happen. You're making Koreans look bad because you keep apologizing and you're making it seem like Koreans are kind of crazy and over the top because that's what happened. It's happened before. Like if a K-pop idol apologizes too much, people then complain that you're making Korea look bad. So once again, like you can't win. That's why you should just never apologize. Like if I was G Dragon, I would just pretend this didn't happen because first of all, G Dragon doesn't give a rat's ass about this. And the only thing that matters to G Dragon is is he popular in Korea? That's all that matters. All the international fans don't matter, and also the internet doesn't matter. And see, he's basing or the company's basing this on the internet. The internet isn't real life. I don't know one person who's mad at any of these past quote unquote racial controversies of idols because there's so many videos of idols pre-debut rapping a song from a black artist that has the N-word in it, and they just sing the whole song, and then the video comes out 5 years later, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're racist." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, relate." So this person's racist because they're singing a song in a language they don't speak, and they're just singing along to it. That doesn't make you racist. See, and there's another thing. Words have lost their meaning. The word racist. I can wear a shirt. I don't know that. I'm trying to think of something. I can wear a swastika shirt. It doesn't mean I'm racist. I'm just wearing a shirt. You're the one putting the racist label on me, but my actions have shown that I'm not. I'm just wearing a shirt, and so like none of G Dragon's actions I've never seen him. I don't know. Like I've never seen him ban you know like other races from his concerts. Like I've never seen anything like racist. And then some of his favorite artists are black. He sometimes tries to copy styles of popular black artists. So you like if you're racist, you probably wouldn't do that. But K-pop is toxic. It's full of people who just are looking to cancel someone, looking to be mad, looking to get 5 billion apologies. And then after a while, you're going to notice that people are going to start attacking the people demanding more apologies. But that's what happened with Kiss of Life. It was like after I don't know, they apologized so many times, but like the last, I want to say, two times they apologized, I really noticed people in the comments going, okay, we got to stop apologizing. Like this is getting like ridiculous. And then people were attacking the people demanding an apology. I'm like, how many apologies do you need, person that lives in their mom's basement? And that's another thing. The people who are demanding these apologies are unemployed losers. People with lives don't have time to worry about this stuff. Like if you have a life, you're not worried about a shirt that G Dragon's wearing. You just don't care. If G Dragon went to a hospital and threw a newborn black baby out the window, I would care. That would matter to me. And not because the baby was black, just because he killed someone. But if he did it because the baby was black, okay, well then like that's even more crazy. Okay? But no, he wore a shirt. So on the scale of life, wearing a shirt that maybe you find offensive, that is a nothing. And so I'm not gonna pretend it's a big deal. But the reason why I'm making this video is just so it's on record that I'm saying he's gonna apologize again, and that won't be good enough. And then he'll make a live stream addressing it, because that's how the K-pop history has gone so far. It's happened so many times, and then the smart artist who just ignored and don't apologize, they have a much easier time. I can name you a few, but like the one that comes to my mind right now is Wendy from Red Velvet, when they were trying to say she's racist because she did an impression of a girl in her class because she went to school in Canada, and it was a black girl that she was doing an impression, and so she just did the impression of the girl, and somehow it was racist. And like people were demanding an apology. She completely ignored it. Completely ignored it. And all those people who were mad, they couldn't get a reaction out of Wendy. So guess what? It went away. Because the amount of people that were actually mad over it were like, six people online who just made a lot of noise. And those people, their goal is just to get attention and get a reaction out of you. And if you don't give it to them, they go away. I've made hundreds of K-pop videos, and people have demanded that I apologize. And I have like zero subscribers. They have demanded I apologize over stuff I've said. I just ignore it because I don't care. Like it's a free country. I can say what I want. And if you don't like it, instead of wasting your time demanding an apology, just move on. Take that energy, go somewhere else. So, like, what takes more energy? Hating on G Dragon because he wore a shirt that said um, "Nigger Jogon." I don't speak Dutch, but that's what it looks like. Okay, so I mean, so I guess you're really mad over that. So like what takes more energy, like spending all this time online attacking him and trying to get him to apologize, or just moving on to a different group or like a different artist, or just ignoring it and living your life, because deep down you're really not mad. You're just unemployed. You have nothing to do. You're mad at the world. But anyway, I've said enough. Have a good one.